in my opinion, it's such subtleties that go into a treatment like that. You just can't repeat it twice. Like I tried, but I couldn't get exactly. It was missing something. So I don't think the third verse one's as good as the first two verses, but it's still fine. Has its own thing to it. And then a bunch of guitars come in harmony, which that's something I figured out in the studio. I don't even know what I played. The chords there are this. I shouldn't have hit that E string so hard, but I was really, that's one of those like chord progressions I was just really proud of. I like this chord with the E and the bass. You're playing these sort of like diminished notes, so you feel like it's all right to move up a minor third, but you retain that E in the bass, and it's just a really good dark. And so while that's going on, there's a bunch of guitars playing in harmony with it. I guess like 3 different guitars. And there's like 3 that play in that group that are playing along. They're basically like playing along with the chords there. And then we slowed the tape down, and we played super high notes to go like bing 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 bing. They kind of count off 1, 2, 3, 4 to go into the chorus, and they wouldn't be playable on this guitar. And even if I did know what notes it was that I played. Because we had to slow down the tape and speed it up. But yeah, there's a lot of things like that on the album where, basically I've just been exercising my whole part of my brain that understands harmony, and that understands how to create movement with harmony and how to create depth with harmony. And those parts of my brain were just turned on throughout the writing. So when it came time to record, it was pretty natural for me to just be sort of orchestrating guitar parts in the studio, because once you're thinking that way, it's just logic. It doesn't require any real time or any real forethought, So all over the album I did a lot of harmonizing in the studio, which my brain definitely didn't retain like the memory of what I did, But leading into that chorus again, there's still the mellotron coming in, but we really tried to make it as big as possible with that big build up with the extra chord thrown in and all the harmonized guitars, and then that chorus, it's a double chorus, and the first half of it is like the other ones with just the double rhythm guitar with the Boss turbo distortion, and then a guitar part comes in. 2 guitar parts come in that are in harmony with each other, that are going like. They sound funny right now because it sounds like this is the root, but really it's. And then I had a harmony to that going on, and then 3/4 of the way through halfway through that part coming in, then 2 other guitars come in on the right that are going like. And that probably either that part or something like it, and a harmony to that come in on the right. So you've got a full like kind of clean harmony, separate groups of harmonies going on, one in the left speaker and one in the right speaker. That's what gets fun with harmony. You get one group in one stereo spot and another group in another stereo spot, and Queen's kind of pioneers of that. And and then we, Eddie Kramer came over, Jimi Hendrix's engineer, and showed us how they did tape phasing back in Jimmy's day, and originally Ryan and I, we phased Anthony's vocal on the whole song of Dani California, but we ended up not using the mix that Ryan and I had done that on, and so we didn't use that, but we did use where we did this tape phasing, right, going from the last chorus into the guitar solo, and that's actually from another mix. Like, the song was mixed twice, and the part that's being phased is from the earlier mix, and we didn't know if it was still going to work, but we knew we could never get that great moment again. And because everything's out of phase, the subtle differences of one mix to another didn't end up making any difference. We just edited it right in, and it worked. The whole solo is doubled. I doubled it like, a month after I did. The original one was just done when we did the basic tracks, and then the double was done later, like a month later. And at the very end, I'm playing super fast, and there was really no way to double it. Like, I tried, but it was always going to be a little different, and it just didn't sound. It just seemed to sort of take away from the power of it. So what I ended up doing was running just that part the last part where I step on the wah-wah pedal and I start playing really fast. We put it through my Effectron delay where we just set it to 1 repeat, and we turned it we turned it so you don't have any original signal, and we just turned it to a really fast delay, and we took the modulator and just made it so it's modulating so slowly and at just very little depth, very little rate, but it makes it so it's not exactly a consistent echo, and it ends up sounding a lot like I'm actually doubling myself, but I'm faking it. and it makes me sound like a genius who can double his own extremely fast playing, which some things I can, something like that I could come close, but it starts to depend so much on chance when it comes to something like that. So that I think that covers everything that song.